This is Note-Taking Guide 8.5 for Math 1. Today we're going to start learning about something called standard deviation. When you look at the original formula for standard deviation, it looks really scary because it's in a form that we haven't really seen before. But this X with the line over it, it really means the average. So we're going to be taking the average. We're going to be subtracting some numbers from them. We're going to square them. Really, the formula is quite simple to look at. So what we're going to do is find the standard deviation of this set of data right here that says Mr. Kelly recorded the number of pull-ups done by his students. Find the mean, the variance, and the standard deviation. So you guys, I really like to put my information into a chart that looks like this. I didn't put this chart on your note-taking guides and stuff, and you don't have to do it, but I would just really quick, if I were you, draw a 3-box chart like this so that you can put your data in it. So I'm just then going to go and enter my information. So I have the number 5, the number 16, the number 3, the number 0, 8, 10, 12, 2, 15, 0, 1, 9, and 3. And I ran out of space even on my chart. Like I said, I didn't make this chart for this assignment. It's just one that I use in the have used in the past. So those are my test scores, or in this case, my number of pull-ups that were done. And then what I need to do is I need to find the average. So I want you to take all of these numbers that we've talked about here, and I want you to find the average. So punch those into your calculator really quick. And you go 5 plus 16 plus 3 plus 0 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus 2 plus 15 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9 plus 3. When I totaled that, I got 84. Then I have to divide by the number of numbers that there are, and there's 12 numbers there. So I'm going to do 84 divided by 12, and I'm going to get the number 7 for my average. So I'm going to put 7 all the way down here. I could write out every time I needed to, because this column right here, it tells me to take my number, my original number, and subtract from it the average, because if you remember that X bar means average. So this says take your original number and subtract the average. So this right here is going to be 5 minus 7, which would be negative 2. 16 minus 7, which would be 9. 3 minus 7, which would be negative 4. 0 minus 7, which would be negative 7. 8 minus 7, which is 1. 10 minus 7, which is 3. 12 minus 7, which is 5. 2 minus 7, which is a negative 5. 15 minus 7, which is 8. 0 minus 7, which is negative 7. 1 minus 7, which is a negative 6. 9 minus 7, which is 2, and 3 minus 7, which is negative 4. Again, I'm running out of space because this table was not made for this particular problem, but this is just the order that I like to do it in. So then if we come and we look at our other column down here, it says take everything we had before. See how all of this part right here is the exact same thing it said over there. It says take everything we had before and square it. Squaring it is easy because it's always going to end up positive. A negative times a negative equals a positive, or a positive times a positive equals a positive. So when you punch these in your calculator, if you're going to do it on your calculator, make sure you put your parentheses around the negative numbers so that it will square it properly for you. But a negative 2 squared would be positive 4. 9 squared would be 81. Negative 4 squared would be 16. 7 squared would be 49. 1 squared is 1, 3 squared is 9, 5 squared is 25, negative 5 squared is a positive 25, 8 squared is 64, 7 squared is 49, 6 squared, negative 6 squared is 36, 2 squared is 4, and negative 4 squared is 16. So here's all of my numbers now that I'm looking with here, okay? Now, in order to find what we were looking for, that standard deviation, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to find the average of these numbers. So take all of these